good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. 2 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Wasting no time. Corral going to the air.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. Another try after the first down sack. Corral. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
3rd and long. Corral.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
A give to come. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Tell me I didn't just see these first 2 possessions. I mean, is this one of those cases of anything you can do, I can do
better?
Maybe not better, huh? Worse? Yeah, just a little bit. Very sloppy start. I think maybe a case of the nerves for both teams.
And now we're back to an even playing field.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard.
And some room to maneuver. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The Panthers are 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
On 3rd down, Corral.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now Landry. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, It's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On second down, Kamara. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, and you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going to the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Dalton now to pass.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Brandon Smith picks it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Dalton, 1st and 10. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Kamara up the middle. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that. Right there, they get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Rocky start throwing the football. He's missed now on his first 4 attempts.
I'm eager to see what his demeanor is going to be from this point forward, because the best ones, they missed the first 15 attempts, and they think they're going to hit the next 15. Let's see if he has that type of an attitude.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Corral looking underneath and finding Hubbard. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play, 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he's got room. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 29-yard line.
56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Running the jet sweep, Landry, and he is going to lose yardage here. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this 1st quarter.
And the Panthers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
It's a Carolina 1st down on a gain of 16.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
Nothing to score after 1 on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
On 1st down, Corral.
Throw left side complete. That's Thomas.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Off play action. Here's Corral.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that could spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
A give up the middle, Hubbard. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Straight ahead with Hubbard.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That was huge after being behind the chains on 1st down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on 1st down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on 2nd down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, stand ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Chuba Hubbard.
His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because
he's got a man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Corral under pressure, and down he goes.
Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
3rd and long. Here's Corral.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Gets around him.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
Throwing. Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he loses the football the 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
2nd time in this first half now, Charles, that he's coughed up the football.
And both times, I think, they were in spots where he's got to think about covering up the ball. He's got to revert to his fundamentals.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Corral with it, 1st down here. Checks this down to Hubbard. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Corral. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denying 3 points at the very end. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
Dalton sets up play action. Flushed, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Yetur Gross-Matos getting in there to make the play.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Now Dalton.
Well, the corner gets a hand on it, but he still makes the play.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. Play action now, Dalton. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Burns picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure to the pocket.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Dalton here from the gun. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is taken around the 12. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard.
They find some open field here. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
86 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
From the gun, Corral.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third.
Throwing here, Corral. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Corral with it on first down.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
throwing again on second down.
Corral. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. Corral lost it. The ball is out.
And this is picked up by the Saints. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
93, 52, 93, 44.
So Dalton now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Amari Barno.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
Hey, that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 10 now, third quarter from Charlotte.
Here's Dalton. And my goodness, another interception.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Cameron Jordan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
A give running right. It's Hubbard.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
104 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas, a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Panthers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
This one taken in by Olave.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. To throw here, Dalton. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow. And he didn't on that play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Dalton on the check down. He finds Kamara. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
368.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. Open man is Michael Thomas.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. And now here's another interception.
Brandon Smith picks it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Keith Taylor. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's a run by Hubbard.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted.
And a loose football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they take over, they'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Demario Davis there on the stop. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And they'll indeed take a knee. The last 2 plays, each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12.
Charles, a lot of happy faces